SPUD Brooklyn is a company, and I'm just its representative.
We back on SHU Studios with SPUD Brooklyn. I have a question. I see your name everywhere, tagged in front of Bushwick High School. You go to Brownsville, you see it. You go to Coney Island, you see it everywhere. Like, and then people say, "Yo, who's this SPUD Brooklyn guy?" Like, what does SPUD Brooklyn mean? Where did you get it from?
SPUD originated from when I was younger playing basketball. It was named after Spud Webb. I hated the name at first, but as time grew, it morphed into my artist name. And a friend of mine named Keith Carney once came to me. He was like, "Yo, Spud, like, what's up?" He's like, "Yo, some people understand differently." Like, what you talking about? He's like, "Yo, your name. Some people understand differently, Spud." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Yo, your whole idea of everything you do is just different. It's out the box, man." And I was like, "Yo, I'm feeling that." So I always kept the name Spud. It wasn't until I was actually taking care of the copyrights and putting out the social media when I was trying to put out SPUD for a lot of links, and a whole bunch of SPUDs were coming up. SPUD of Ohio, City SPUD from Nelly's group, a whole different SPUDs, and I needed something just to add to solidify the end. And being from Brooklyn, I was like, you know what, SPUD Brooklyn, and it was more of a representation of where I was from. It wasn't like a complete name. It was like SPUD Brooklyn, almost saying where I was from without saying SPUD from Brooklyn. So the name took hold from there, and it just kept going, and it built into an actual company instead of, because I'm not SPUD Brooklyn, that's the company I represent, me just being SPUD. So it morphed from there, and we was like, you know what, I'm gonna pound it. It started to go and build momentum on its own, and I basically just ran right behind it, and as far as it went, I'm gonna keep going and just pound it.
Yeah,
so that's how the whole SPUD Brooklyn came about.
Yeah, cause like you hear your name in California, you know what I mean, Florida, you know, Osceola County, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of places, you know. We put in a lot of work, and it's starting to pay off. Just the little things, down to the stenciling on my face on the concrete. You know, that's the actual first stencil that we were using to do the PR. That we would put it down in front of Jive Records, Sony, Def Jam. We put it right in front of them and spray painted it right there in front of them, and just to get the PR of the whole thing. Like, yo, what in the world is this? Before I even had music out, this is what I was doing, to just do some PR work.
That's what's up. So one in, tell me about that. What does that mean?
The famous tag I wanted was from King of New York, where Frank White was telling the big bosses, like, you know, if crack rock gets sold in a park, I want in. And, you know, he said that in the whole big speech. And I wanted that energy when I really started to pursue music. Like, I want in. This is a very big industry. There's so much going on. And I have so much to add to it, so much talent, so much drive, and I love this. So I wanted to keep that same attitude as I want in. So that was the whole PR for a long time, and it ended up being the slogan for the whole SPUD Brooklyn. Like, yo, I want in. And we did the first mixtape with the whole I want in theme. And like I said, we did that, and we never looked back. I'm in now for a good degree of it, and I'm still pushing because I still want more.
That's what's up. So I heard you had deals, or you had people looking at you. You had
Yes, we had
labels.
Jive was the first one that took notice to us. They liked, they liked the music, they liked the image, they liked everything, but they were saying that I was kind of too New Yorkish. If I could sing a little bit.
To New York.
Tell me about it. Like, I'm not from New York, right? How else am I supposed to sound? Like I'm from Cali or something? But they said I was too New Yorkish, and they wanted me to sing and possibly dance a little bit more. And I'm like,
so they wanted you to go out your character.
Yes, and I kind of let that fizzle out. I didn't really like the angle of it. That whole situation kind of just like, what? We kept ties, and one of the A&Rs at Jive at the time was Aunt Rich. and he kept in ties with us, and he's always asking, what you guys doing? And I remember him saying in a meeting to my manager at the time, yeah, your boy's gonna do it, you know. And it's crazy. Here's an A&R to a label saying, yo, your boy's gonna do it. That's how you know the game changed, when the A&R does not have any more power to bring an artist in, but he's like, yo, every minute, what y'all doing? What's going on? What's new? You know, so that was the first situation. And then Sony took a liking to us. There was a few people down at Sony looking, and my computer updating, and RCA, when we were doing some of the songwriting, RCA, we was pitching some of the music over to RCA, so they were interested, and I just kind of got the RCA link back after me and my management kind of parted ways. So we had that, and I also had a publishing deal on the table to this day. It's still on the table. Some things I want to iron out, but they want me to start writing for the movie and possibly television shows, some of the music behind it. So got that going on, and just rebuilding the links. Got some internet DJs. Shout out to Guyvis down at DigiWax. We've been talking and networking. I sent them some music. Been talking with Coco Chanel, just, you know, telling her, yo, I'm back on my grind and stuff like that. And she's been sharing me some advice. So we've been networking, and, you know, like I said, it's paying off. You know, the majors are most definitely looking again. Especially now that I'm doing the songwriting and the engineering and the branding and merchandise. They're like, whoa, he got his hands in a lot of different things now. So they're more than interest, but I'm not going to sell my soul. So, you know, until they start talking the language that I understand and compromising a little bit, then we work from there. You know,
that's what's up. So, tell me, there's rumors that there's going to be a music group. Rumors, you know, the words going around that it's gonna be a music group. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. There is a music group in the workings. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of homework. I did a lot of stuff on my own. I did a lot of marketing, a lot of PR, a lot of breaking night, restless nights, doing a lot of PR. So it's kind of hard. So I'm trying to incorporate some more people involved to make it a little easier and for help. So, but there is a music group on the way. There's a few artists that, you know, working on the cut of making it. There's some artists that would love to sign right now, but I wouldn't want to basically roll dice with their careers until I'm straight on the music group. But we're doing a little bit of management over here at SHU. And, you know, there's some artists that you will be hearing from in the future.
SHU, I like the sound of that. That is Shoot. I like that.
SHU Studios.
I like that. I like that. So, any of the artists that you're working with now is in the run for that group, or, you know, who's like what artist caught your eye?
Right now we working with a few artists. We have AR, who's kind of like the front line right now. He's a young MC, age 15.
Age 15?
Age 15. He's one of the most seasoned, or he's developing the seasoning to be a seasoned MC. His song content is not of a 15-year-old. He rhymes on beat. He has a crazy flow. He has a little bit of development just because of his age and the duration of time that he's been recording. But I would say for his age, he's well beyond a lot of the MCs that are signed. So AR is most definitely up there. We have Sunny Fierce, who's a female MC who takes lyricism to another level at times. Sometimes it's so much lyricism, I gotta slow it down. Like, whoa, easy. She goes. She's most definitely in the development stage of that too, and getting her music and her PR out. We have French, who's kind of in the artist development stages right now. He's also 15. He surprises me at times with some of his bars. But again, he's young. He's getting his development on. We've been working with an artist named Ross Reed, who he's talented. He's talented way beyond the idea of an artist. He sings, he raps, harmonizes, comes up with different concepts that are great. We working with him. We had like a little management thing going. But I think he's in a stage where most artists find where they want to find their own way at times, and they're venturing out, trying different things, and I can't be mad at him for that. So we've been distant, but not on a bad terms. It was more like he's finding a lot of the stuff out on his own and venturing out. So I'm letting him spread his wings in that aspect. But Ross Reed is mostly another artist that we kind of taking heed, and then there's also a few writers that I'm working with. That's potential to come out with their own projects. We have Iceline, who I give you no lie, she's like a Sade mixed with a Tracy Chapman. She has her own sound, though. It's very unique, and she's a great songwriter. We also have KLE, who songwrites and sings, who's, you know, make the cut. Have a few producers. Tino from Head Nod Productions does a lot of productions here, and shout out my boy Kid Cadence, who does some production of himself, and, you know, runs a studio up in New Rochelle. So we got our hands, you know. I can't forget K.O. Red, who's in the artist development stages right now too. He got a little something to work out, but these are some of the names that are, you know, it's a lot of names, man.
Dang, so I mean, like,
yeah. Start, right? It's a lot of names.
You have a lot of choosing, you know, a lot of homework to do.
I know it's a lot of work, man. But I signed up for this, man. I love music, so it's cool, man. Especially working with talented people.
That's what's up.
It's work. It's work. Man. Let's do it.
So the people usually get, like, is it just like they just come by themselves, like is there any groups that you get?
Sometimes it's groups. Shout out to another group or association that I've been working with, the Rothschilds, with Bebo and Wise. They usually come, and they come like 4 deep at time.
So Spud, what's next?
You know, right now we just gonna continue on with the songwriting, trying to get more placements, get the SHU radio thing going, the music group, help develop a few more artists, you know, groom when I hear some talent, expand in the market with merchandise, and just keep pounding. I got a few more surprises that we're gonna do. A little bit of the modeling stuff we're gonna work into. I ain't gonna give away a little bit. Only giving away a little bit, not too much, but we got some surprises, and you're gonna hear a lot more of SHU Studios, music and film, as well as SPUD Brooklyn, a lot of the artists that I mentioned earlier, some that I didn't mention, and some stuff that's not even involved with this country, period. We're going abroad with a lot of stuff, so be on the lookout, you know. And anybody on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you know, check out SPUD Brooklyn. Check out my website, spudbrooklyn.com. You want to email me, spudbrooklyn@gmail.com. It's spudbrooklyn everything. Like I said, I'm pushing with the momentum. I'm running behind it as far as I could go. So if you want to reach out to me, network, talk about music, criticize anything, I'm up for it. Just holler at your boy, man. Spud, we're in SHU Studios. Shout out to Be the Greek TV. And look out for some more editorial videos, and hopefully y'all can find this educating or entertaining. Holla.